Okay. Heidi how, kids?
Hello.
All right. Season 2 is about to begin. Do a quick recap for those who might need it after the month of not playing. Season 1 ended on a bit of a gut punch. You guys fought a
Love
jackass.
it.
You guys fought a jackass with no name because no one can get it right. When the battle ended, somebody was ready to interrogate, got some information. Before someone else gets more information, incidents occurred, some dominoes fell, and a return crystal was activated, whisking most of you back to Zora's tower in Maloth, sans a Moxio and a Geayl. The revelation that you were missing two people devastated Hyacinth, baffled all of you, and left Deafay quite shooketh. But Zora promised, with Dell's help, she would try to figure out what happened, especially given the fact that the teleport crystal should have worked. And now it's pretty safe to say that everyone is worried for the missing Moxio. None more so than our great Deafay, who spent 7 days standing in the exact spot they returned to. Not eating, not speaking, not even moving when prompted. During these 7 days, Hyacinth and Daffodil went into the woods because to keep themselves from drifting too much into despair, they hoped that helping the city that had just gone under attack by monsters would alleviate some of the stress that had built up. Over the 3 days they were in the woods, Daffodil and Hyacinth had come up with some discoveries, not the answers they sought, though some nonetheless. During those 7 days, Dell helped out with Zora to figure out what exactly happened. During that time, the two had teleported back to where you had fought Geayl. For those who are curious, the nearest city to where you had engaged with him was called Davros. It's a little ways away, but that's the closest city to where you engaged with him. Dell wasn't able to find any residual clues about Geayl and Moxio, but he was able to find a scroll, or the remains of a scroll, specifically a scroll of anchoring. He was unable to determine who used it, though. He was also able to learn that the teleport crystal did not have any chance of superseding this scroll anchoring the two who were kept behind. He also found a letter, of which he'll decide what he does with it. Zora also was able to give Dell something for helping out during the week. Because, Dell was a good trooper. After the searching of the woods, Hyacinth also returned to inform the crew of the fuckboat. I still can't believe that's the name of the ship. Of the events that had transpired and how, without Moxio, they would be captaining in the boat for a time being. Rowan and the rest of the crew gave Moxio a proper send-off. 21 cannon salute, which probably scared the living shit out of a city that just experienced a monster attack, but it's fine. And they actually gave a gone but not forgotten, hopefully shall return ceremony. However, by the end of the week, at some point, Deafay had made a decision. And that decision was she needed to find home. Especially after everything that happened. And for that, let's see. Elric. One morning you came out of your room in Zora's tower to, see if Deafay was still there. Unfortunately, you didn't find a Moogle. Instead, you found simply a drawing. A drawing you remember, because you were there when it was drawn. I put into the art chat for all of you. And it was from our friend, the Moogle Dragoon Deafay, simply saying, I am going home. I found new friends for you. They have the stick. Daisy, parentheses, Deafay. So it has been a full week since your actions near Davros against Geayl. It's been a week of isolated and group contemplation, most of which somber and melancholic. However, we will not be starting with those that we are familiar with. Instead, we'll be starting with new faces. In the city, as everyone's trying to recover, we find a pair of new faces traveling through. Where they come from, we do not know. One of them, a kindly-looking Lalafell, and the other, a sharply dressed, amazingly bearded dwarf. And I will let the Lalafell introduce themselves first.
So, Millie is walking alongside her friend that she does not really know. She's only known him for a short amount of time. And she's holding in her hand the Oracle staff. And she's going, do you really think it was a cat? I don't know if that was a cat. It didn't. Why would a cat have a stick? It doesn't make sense.
You've never seen a cat with a stick?
And then she's like thinking for a second. She's like, no. I mean, palicos, yeah, I've seen them with sticks. That makes sense. But why would it just give us a stick? I think there's something wrong with it. Do you think it escaped from, like, the animal shelter?
Oh, whatever happened, nature's just taking its course.
Oh, I suppose you're right, Gogo. Now, where are we supposed to be heading?
I have no idea.
She's just gonna kind of chuck the stick on the ground and sit down for a minute and go, I don't know what I've gotten into. Since when do we take quests from cats that potentially have rabies? Maybe it was a koala. I don't know.
At this point, because I just rolled to see who you two come across, the two of you the nearest shop opens up and a tall person floats out and happens to like nearly bump into you two. Del, you've just bumped into these two. Well, nearly bumped into because you're floating and they're small, so.
Just sorry about that. Hi.
Millie's going to go, oh no, it's quite alright, it's my fault. Shouldn't be taking a sit on the ground right here. This is going to be a very odd question, and I understand that, but is there an issue with, like, rabid cats or koalas around here?
He has a moment of like, what's a koala? But
Del,
I don't know if Del's ever seen a koala.
Del, roll a just for the lulz. Roll a would that be a handle animal or survival?
It would be knowledge nature.
Yeah,
it'd be knowledge nature.
Yeah, if you have it, roll a knowledge nature.
Okay.
Just to have Del being like, wait, koala.
Okay, knowledge.
Also, thanks to Millie,
nature.
koalas are now
Okay, I'm gonna
canon
go.
in this universe.
Okay, I got an 18.
If this was an anime, there would be a little thought bubble over Dell, picturing both a cat and then a koala, both of them rabid. And after a moment, it'll slowly coalesce into one being, and your brain would go, "Oh shit, DFA," because your brain is thinking, "What looks like both a cat and a koala," and your brain goes to Moogle. And the only person that you can think of that looks like a rabbit, any of those, is DFA when upset.
Oh my lord.
So your brain is like, "Oh no, they're talking about DFA. What did DFA do?"
uh, I, I'm not aware of any individual animals. Are you talking about something that maybe looks like a combination you may have encountered pretty recently?
Millie's going to kind of look at Go-Go and go, well, you're the one that was handed the stick. What would you say that it looked like?
I mean, what was the question?
What does it look? Does it look like it could be a combination of a cat and a Moogle, or a cat and a koala?
Cat and a koala.
Yes, the thing that gave you the stick.
Pretty sure it was cat.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
She's gonna kind of go, well, regardless, we have a stick, and we need to find who the stick belongs to.
You have a stick?
Is at this moment, Dell, you notice the Millie and Gogo holding what you remember as the Oracle staff that was given to DFA when you guys were on the island meeting the Oracle.
Oh dear. I think you need to come talk to my group because you may have seen one of our people. Oh boy. Sorry. You guys aren't in trouble. Nothing's wrong. I just want to make sure that we know where she's gotten off to and why she gave you that stick. Would you come with me, please?
Millie's gonna kind of look at Go-Go and shrug and wait for his answer.
I guess these are new friends.
Way to go, dude.
Yeah, we had a rough couple of weeks. So she might have decided that she needed a little break or something. But I figured this way you can tell the rest of the group they're not going to be upset at you. They might go try to find her, but that's about it. Like I just want to make sure that we don't lose anything in translation and stuff like that because I'm not very good at being a middleman.
Well, it's nice that you let your cats have that freedom to just leave whenever they want to.
She's a moogle, not a cat.
Oh,
But yeah, did you see?
Kind of look at both of you and go, I feel like something has indeed gotten lost in translation here.
Possibly, because I feel like you would have noticed a cat wearing a lot of armor.
I didn't see any armor on this cat. You know, I did see something that looked like it could have been a very large chicken, though.
Yep, that's her choco. But okay, yep, no, that's her. She must have, I guess, taken off the armor to. I don't know. Either way, would you mind coming to tell everybody else? I'm sorry.
certainly.
Dell's like, great.
Thank you very much.
The day's just started and anxiety.
Also, I mean a little bit. Also, my name's Dell. It's nice to meet you guys.
Millie's going to stick out her hand and say, Millie H. Bismarck. You can call me Millie of the Blood Lily, though.
Oh, alrighty then. Millie of the Blood Lily. Okay. He has. I don't know if he's supposed to recognize the name. I don't think he does.
If you want to do a I would say not history. You can either do history or local, or nobility because of the title. Any knowledge you think would apply, we'll see what you get.
All of those. I do have a much better history than nobility or local.
Go for it.
22.
If Millie wishes to describe any like exploits or fame that would get that title recognized, go for it.
It's an absolutely bullshit title. She's of the Order of the Blood Lily specifically, which is a group of white mages that specialize in a different sort of white magery. And the title means nothing. It's just that she's of the Order of the Blood Lily.
There you go. At that moment also, I would say, Del, you also notice, because I'm assuming Millie has her staff on her person.
Yeah, it's strapped to her back.
You notice on her staff there is a bright lily type flower. Well, blood lily, sorry.
Okay.
Tomato lilies. But yeah, the flower is on the staff, and you're just like, okay, never heard of it before, but you do know the order.
Okay, cool. It's like, okay, legit person did not just make up this name. There's some kind of association here. Good to know. Good to know.
Also, you do associate, oh shit, that's a white mage. You're a healer. We have medical. Healthcare.
It's not just me. It's not just me struggling.
She also pulls a small rodent out of the inner pocket of her robes and goes, and this is Flemming the Lemming. You can call him Flem, though.
Oh, he's adorable.
Roll handle animal.
And that is actually Del's response. Just, oh.
Del, roll handle animal.
Oh, Lord, help me.
How does this lemming react to a robot?
Okay, I'm so worried because all of my fucking like good rolls are happening. I got a 19 on the die, which is good because I technically
Okay. How does
I don't have charisma, so it's just a 19.
How does Flem the lemming react to the new friend?
He seems like he's not entirely sure he knows where he is because he's been asleep in her pocket. And so she just kind of unceremoniously drops him back in the pocket.
Could have been a worse first meeting. Of all the animal reactions, that could have been a lot worse. But yeah, you've introduced yourself to Millie, and now you can introduce yourself to Gogo.
Gogo just says, and my name's Gogomaya Jojomaya. You can just call me Gogo.
Nice to meet you as well. Okay. Let's go. He's just like bracing himself.
All right. Is there anything the two of you need to do before you guys scurry back to the others, or was that like you two good?
I'm good.
Okay. For brevity, you guys make your way back to where the rest of the group is. We'll say you guys are back on the ship at this point. It's been a full week in Zora's, probably not that accommodating. Let's see. Which one of you Chuckle Fox is going to be the first one to greet the group coming up the stairs? It's one of you. Elric, you're on the deck when the crew shows up.
Fuck.
You see Del hover up as he does, followed by two small people, none of which are Moogles. Have fun.
And I have the picture note thing.
Yeah, you still have the picture note from Deafay.
And this is on deck.
Yep, on deck.
Okay. Oh, hi, Del. Who are they?
They're new friends. This is Millie of the Blood Lily, and this is Gogo. I think Deafay might have left for a bit. She gave them the stuff that the Oracle gave her, and took Agamedes and had no.
And you cut out what I don't know in here.
Oh no, and had no armor.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, that explains the note I found. And I'm gonna show Dell the picture.
Oh. Right.
You both will.
Did he-
You both will notice that the calligraphy of the handwriting is perfect.
Very talented.
Yeah.
Do the others know she's gone?
If you haven't told
I
them,
don't know. I've only seen you so.
Well, we might want to find them and let them know. And but before that, I guess introductions are in order. Hello.
Millie just kind of waves to the side and goes, "Hello, Millie H. Bismarck, or Millie of the Blood Lily." And then she pulls Flem out again and goes, "And this is Flem." And then she just kind of points at Gogo and goes, "This is Gogo. He's a man of few words."
Got to
Fair
raise
enough.
my hand crudely.
You know, fair enough. I can relate. That thing is adorable. What is it exactly?
it's a
Flem?
go
Yeah.
ahead.
He's a lemming. You can remember it. It's easy. Millie of the Blood Lily and Fleming the Lemming.
Yeah, that is pretty easy to remember. Very adorable.
And this is Gogomaya, Jojo Maya.
Jojo Maya. Well, we should probably go find the others and let them know what's going on.
And I did put in the group thing what the two of them look like for all of you.
Okay.
And can I say again, the beard is something that throws me off. I love it.
Oh, he looks like the blue mage.
Anyway, at this point, we'll say Kuori and Hyacinth swing up the stairs. Hyacinth, you have had your week of solo contemplation, group contemplation. Kuori is still a bit like not leaving you alone because last we saw you guys, you were a bit devastating. Kuori was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, I gotta take care of this. So you haven't gone anywhere except for the woods without Kuori being within, like, shouting distance. And you come up to see two new people on your what is now your ship, and Elric holding a piece of paper.
Hyacinth with Daffodil very close behind. Just kind of walks aboard, and they are very much covered in nature at this point. Dirt on their face. There's twigs and brush kind of tangled in their hair. The braids that they usually have are very like unwoven and hastily like tied back with what looks to might be like spare thread that they probably picked off of their own outfit. And but Daffodil looks immaculate. Daffodil is the cleanest bear you have ever seen. But Hyacinth kind of walks up and just looks between everyone talking and just blinks a couple times, tilts their head to the side, and asks, it's like, are we done in this city yet?
Well, I'd wager we're probably more or less done here.
Is someone going to go get Deafay so we can leave?
Yeah, about that. And then Elric's gonna.
Convey.
Actually, no, I gave the note to Dell.
But you can still convey. Like you.
Oh, well, yeah. Deafay is gone.
As in, Deafay's gone
Home.
shopping? Deafay's
Gone
gone.
home. Deafay has gone home.
So not coming back to the ship then and leaving with us?
Does not seem likely, no.
All right. And then Hyacinth turns and looks around. Is Rowan anywhere in visual sight?
He is at the helm as he usually is, talking with 83N, and they're discussing fixing the ship to have more provisions brought on board before you guys leave.
Hyacinth is going to turn and raise their voice and just say, Rowan.
Aye, yes. What can I do for you?
Deafay's not coming back. I'm taking over the captain's quarters. And Hyacinth will walk off in the direction of what was their room and begin the process with Kuori's help of moving their belongings into the captain's quarters, because it's on the main part of the ship, and if they're to be the captain, then they should be within shouting distance of things.
While this is all happening, Rowan comes up to the rest of you and goes, methinks the new captain is handling things a bit rough. Me advice would be to keep an eye on them.
Can Hyacinth hear that?
It's after you've gone downstairs.
Okay, making sure.
Yeah, no, it's like right after you go down, Rowan's like, scuttle, scuttle, scuttle. Hey. Captain seeming kind of sad.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it's
it's been rough for everybody.
Also, at this point, Rowan notices the new guys and goes, pleasure to have you aboard. Name is Rowan. I am the helmskeeper of the ship. If anything I could be of service for, just let me know.
Millie just goes, thank you. And she kind of holds up a finger and turns to Gogo and goes, are we getting on this ship? Are these people taking us somewhere on a ship?
Oh, sorry. No. If you want to get off, you can. I didn't know we were gonna do that so quickly. If you want to stay and travel around with some other adventurers, you can. I don't know how appealing that is, but I mean, it's there.
Well, I think we have an obligation to take care of, or at least spend some time with that cat's friends.
Yeah, she did seem very adamant about that.
I just considered it a job. We got to stick for it. I mean, fair's fair.
Yes, but do we even know what the stick does?
We can find out.
Well, that's true. I don't have anything more pressing to do, so it's your call, Gogo.
And Gogo just like tangentially just like look over at Rowan and be like, oh, my manners. Lally ho to you, sir. Thank you for the warm welcome.
Lally ho to you as well. Good that someone knows the old greetings.
The greetings I've known my whole life.
Look, someone shouts over. 83N! Bring these two to their rooms and make sure this one gets extra food for dinner. He knows the old ways. 83N just kind of like flutters down and just like, oh, okay, cool. It's like really low to look Gogo in the face. You have a deep void of a face. I like it. Then
Well, thank you.
And looks to Millie. That's a pretty flower.
Thank you.
Hope you guys like jokes, because I'm full of them. And then he walks off and leads you guys down below. As he goes, he makes a very, very bad pun about a lady from the planet Venus. And he cannot discuss it in polite company. After, we'll say, about an hour or two, the rest of the provisions are brought on board, and Hyacinth is moved into the captain's quarters. Kuori, again, lingering close, but not too much to be hovering and smothering. The ship is able to leave. Before doing so, though, Zora is appearing before you guys on the deck in a very rare appearance outside of her tower. Comes up to Dell and says, I hope you will take what I've given you, both experience and the gift, with goodwill. And I hope that if anything is to come up, you will remember to contact me. Anything I learn while you are gone, I will be sure to contact you. If anything of your friend reaches my ears, I will be sure to let you all know.
Thank you.
Also, a reminder, if you ever want to leave the orb of which you carry with me for me to study, let me know. I know you are partial to not letting others have it, but it is fascinating. And I understand why you want to keep it away from anyone who may be looking for it. But if you ever decide to have me give it a study, contact me and I'll teleport to you and relieve you of it.
Okay, I'll think on that one. I'm a little nervous of it absconding with people in the middle of the night again. So
Of course, I understand. I'll let you all depart. Zora bids all of you farewell and reminds you that if you're ever back in Meloff, her tower will always be welcoming to you, so long as you give her a heads up you're coming. She does not appreciate unprompted guests. And before you, she teleports away, leaving a little smoldering circle on the deck. That Rowan kind of shakes his head and goes, magic users in there teleporting. Always leaving a mess. And just kind of like walks off back to the helm, and the ship pulls out of the port. And as you guys leave, as is the custom now, an Imperial ship stops you at the gates of the bay and checks the ship to make sure you're not taking anything illegal out of the city. And after you guys pass the inspection check, very, very tense check for Dell, knowing what's in the lower decks of lower part of the ship.
Oh God.
You guys are off back into the open ocean and traveling away from the Empire. What you guys have been there for quite some time, almost 2 months. Where does Hyacinth want the ship to be heading?
I imagine this is something we probably would have talked about before we left.
I mean, if you
Hyacinth,
or you can discuss it now.
yeah, Hyacinth would like to go back to Sion
Yep.
for a pit stop, touch base, and then head towards the Republic.
Okie dokie. Do anyone have any pressing places to go?
Nope. None that I can think of.
I was legit waiting for Kuori to speak, but I forgot. I'm sitting there like, where the hell? No.
Oh yeah.
During the trip, for brevity's sake, we'll do this in a series of like, you guys have a few minutes per day to role play for a bit. On the first day, let's see.
Wait, how long's the trip?
It's 1 week to Sion. So instead of doing all 7 days, I'm just going to give you like a couple days.
I forgot how long the training takes. Was it 2 weeks? I think. Yeah, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to.
Right.
The first day, you guys have a very smooth sailing. No encounters, no bad weather. Elric, you are able to do your duties as first watch during the evening hours, as you need less sleep than the others. During that time, you've also had the opportunity to talk with Rowan more. Less of a quick timetable you guys are on, so you guys can actually have a little more leisure. You've learned that Rowan is quite good at card games, teaching you quite a few in your travel. Find out that he's better liar than you, because he's able to trick you with many, many bluffs.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You're too trusting. The second day, rolling for encounters. Damn, I hate these dice. They're not giving me anything to give you. Second day, still good. Millie, how does Millie react to the life on the ocean?
She takes to it naturally. She wakes up early, enjoys the view, enjoys the ocean mist on her face. She's very helpful and very cheerful.
Since Elric's usually on watch, how does Elric respond to this?
Alex he's kind of a people watcher, so he's probably just like keeping an eye out and just like wondering how she'll take to the trip and how they're doing, basically.
Okay. I mean, if you would like to, you can go talk to Millie and get to know her.
Yeah, all right. Elric's gonna walk up and ask, like, so how exactly did you and your friend come to be on the boat right now?
Oh, it's a bit of a weird story, I suppose. Gogo and I have been traveling together for a little bit, and then your friend the Moogle, which we mistook for a rabid cat or koala, possibly a
Understandable.
chinchilla even. Um, she seemed very sad, and her giant chicken seemed very insistent that she needed to find new friends to help her other friends, and then she gave us a stick. And that's pretty much the gist of it up until we ran into your friend, the floaty one, and now we're here.
Well, I mean, as far as people, adventurers meeting each other's goes, that's about par for the course. I mean, we all met in a very strange way and just ended up adventuring together, I guess.
Well, you seem like a lovely group so far.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, you two seem very nice as well. Hopefully, you're enjoying the trip.
Oh, I do so love being on boats. It's always a very nice change of pace.
It's quite different from our DFA, our Moogle friend who found you.
Well, that makes sense. Cats don't usually like water.
He's just gonna like smirk at the cat thing and is like, yeah, they definitely don't like the water. You'd find her up in the what was it called? Crow's Nest? Crow's Nest?
Yeah, Crow's Nest.
Yeah. You'd find her probably up in the crow's nest the whole time.
Poor dear, must have been scared.
Yeah.
Millie's going to go, if you'll excuse me just one moment, and then she's going to slam her staff onto the floor, and she's going to go, go! Hey, go! I need your help, please.
And Gogo, how do you respond to this?
I'm not there, right? I'm just kind of like,
I don't know where you are.
listening to her voice.
Where would you like to be at this
I
point?
assume she's hitting the deck to
Yeah,
the room or whatever.
yeah.
Is this like in the morning of the next day or something like
This
that?
is the second day of the trip. Yes,
Okay.
you could have been
Okay.
anywhere you want to be.
I mean, I know what I was doing. but
Okay.
That's fine. I'll just send a message to Billy then and be like, I'll be right there.
She's going to nod, even though it was like in her head, and he can't see her.
Oh god, it started. The message spell. My worst nightmare.
Fun times.
Oh god, the curse. Elric, you watched her do this and then nodded to nothing. Are you just gonna roll with it?
Yeah, it's kind of Elric's kind of learned over time to just kind of roll at things and not really question too much.
Okay.
Definitely with traveling with DFA for sure taught him that.
Valid.
Just in general with this party.
Totally valid. We'll quickly cut over while that all transpires. Del, what have you been doing on the 2 days so far?
That's a good question. I think he might be trying to like low-key keep an eye on Hyacinth because he's worried.
Roll me. When you say low key, you mean actually like you're not trying to get caught doing it, or low key as in just being passive?
So he's not actually sneaky. He does not really know how to like not be like that. I just happen to like decent, and I have like a dex score. That's about like it. He's not particularly stealthy, so like he's almost doing the thing that he's doing a not as like weird version of like what fucking Dr. Horrible was doing when he was like keeping an eye on Penny when she was first already dating like Captain Hammer. Of like he's just kind of in the background, like watching, he'll duck behind something and then like keep watching.
Okay, so
he thinks he's being sneaky, but he's not.
So for the first 2 days, Hyacinth, whenever you go somewhere, you happen to like look behind you or at the corner of your eye, and you see just Dell, not watching you overtly, but just kind of like lingering and just occasionally glancing at you, not interacting, but just being like, okay, and just hovering out if you notice them.
Can I make a sense motive on Dell?
By all means, you can do, if you want, you can do 2 or you can just do 1. 1 for each day or just 1 for the current day.
Can I? Let me look at my thing real quick.
I don't know. I'm just picturing Hyacinth sleeping and Dell outside the captain's bay window. Like, thank God I can float.
Thank God I can float.
Just hanging off the balcony door and floating outside the ship. That way, if Hyacinth looks over, they can just drop lower and be like, they almost saw me.
The first day is only a 12. The second day is a 22.
We'll say for the first day, Dell's just being Dell, and you kind of shrug it off. Second day, what are you able to discern from Dell? Because that's a 22.
What is Hyacinth able to?
That's what I'm saying. Dell, what are you able to? What is Hyacinth discern?
So it's not. It is legitimately because you're very because this boy does not have a sneaky bone in his body. He really doesn't. You're able to determine that like because of his facial expressions and because of the fact that he's trying to stay out of your way and trying not to like get in the middle of things, that he's worried and he doesn't know how to broach the topic, so he's just trying to like make sure that you have someone nearby just in case you need them. That seems to be the vibe that you're getting. It's not that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Does Hyacinth have Dell, Kuori, and Daffodil just hovering around them?
Yeah, you kind of have an intervention without the intervention going on. Every now and then, you've probably also seen like Rowan giving you sideways glances, Elric kind of just like asking how you're doing. Like everyone's making it clear, like, you good? So we'll say by day 2, you start realizing, okay, something's going on and I don't know why.
Hyacinth on day 2 and noticing that like Dell is just actively trying to be like
a sibling
sneaky about this versus Kuori, who is just outwardly doing it.
Yeah, we'll say that Kuori's like so far brought you breakfast or brought you each meal, sat with you to make sure you've eaten, made sure you've gone to bed instead of staying up. Like Kuori's actively like, you need to be okay.
Which makes sense. Hyacinth will go up to Dell, but try to make it look like, they just took a sharp turn and happened to stumble upon Dell, who was totally being sneaky, as to not hurt Dell's
pride.
Discourage Dell sneaking, because as a thief, they appreciate it. And just, Dell, do you want to help me with something?
Yeah, sure. Do you need me to take rope up there? And he points to like the crow's nest, and he has clearly forgotten what it's called.
No. I was gonna ask if you wanted to help me go through the crates that are in the storage area.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah, sure. Let's see if there's anything else weird down there.
Yeah. It's just since we're not doing a whole lot of anything, and Rowan's got most of the actual deckhand things happening, and I can usually hear when Rowan might yell for me, unless Rowan is still hovering over me and is going to raise their voice a little bit just in case.
Because you guys are below, you guys are like, you're not on the main deck, right?
We're probably in the like in that stairwell.
Okay. You suddenly hear like a clomp, 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 like a limp clomp of someone hurrying away from you where you guys are. Which you've come to realize that's Rowan trying to like move quickly.
But I thought we could be productive and go through a couple crates with some downtime because it's simple, it's easy, it's not anything strenuous.
Yeah, we can
And
definitely do that.
yeah, and you seem like you want to talk to me about something, and we can sit and talk if you'd like, if you need to. You're always welcome to talk to me, you know?
Sorry, I just had this mental image in my head.
It's like, quick, Del, roll bluff, roll bluff.
No, it's not even that. It's just sort of like he heard the word talk and he stood up a little straighter, like, yeah, that sounds great. And then he tries to like look a little closer to how Hyacinth is looking because he thinks that he's gotten too excited. That would be awesome. And the same for me. If you ever need to talk about anything, or if you need like a confidant or something, I'm really good at keeping secrets and not talking about things that haven't talked about. And you are always welcome to that.
I will try to remember that.
So,
I can just picture
sorry,
Del.
Del is just small baby.
I can just picture the internal monologue. Reel it back, you're too excited, come on. Trauma! They are experiencing trauma and you are too happy, reel it in.
And so Hyacinth will probably spend like, so any day that we don't have like encounters happening or anything like assigned going on, they're probably just picking up a crate, like a random crate from the storage area, taking it into their like living quarters and just going through it.
Okay.
Just for something to do.
I'll like come up with a list of things you guys find and send it to you both.
Yeah. Versus Daffodil. Daffodil is play wrestling with Kuori.
Adorable, but also just a moment of what you don't know is that Kuori learned how to speak bear and they're actually communicating behind your back.
Yeah. And so like that's something the newcomers would see is there's a fucking dire bear
just wrestling with the over Gaiden on the deck occasionally.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just what happens.
Actually, it's a perfect segue. Really quick, Gogo has returned to Millie during one of these wrestling moments. What did Millie need help with? Also, what was
hands?
Go ahead. No, so go ahead.
She just hands the stick over to Gogo, and she says, "See what all the fuss is about, please, if you would."
Okie dokie. I can cast Detect Magic.
Okay. I forget. Do you have to actually like roll for that? I don't think you have to roll for that.
Arcana.
Is it Arcana?
Or Arcana or Spellcraft, I guess, if it's a magic item.
That's why I'm like, hold on. Yeah. Well, yeah, roll Spellcraft. Yeah. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what
I rolled like shit. 17.
That's actually not pretty. That's actually pretty good. You are able to detect quite a bit of magic. A lot of divine magic, even. You may not know what exactly it is, but you are able to recognize that. How do I describe it? You don't need to attune to it. It's one of those just you can pick it up and use it. It has 1 charge per person a day, which may be confusing to some, but that's just how the stick works. You also get the sense that it is activated by speaking. It's somatic? No, somatic is the hand gesture, so verbal component to activation.
What does it do?
It will call forth the spirit of the oracle to answer 1 question per day per user. That activates it. And as a magic user, you know that the oracle was a person, like a physical person on the island, but you're so when you know the spirit of the oracle, that does raise a few questions.
Okay. I guess it looks you talk to spectral clairvoyance.
Hold that thought. I hear something I need to check on. Just amongst yourselves really quick. Sorry about that. Ugh. There was a walkie-talkie going off, and I had to go check it out.
Oh, weird.
Family member brought it home from work. That's all.
Oh, okay.
And it was just still on. I'm just like, why am I hearing like almost like an EMT communication?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, hold on. Anyway, sorry. But yes, you determine that it has a connection to the oracle. You can activate it verbally, and 1 use per day per user.
Hold on to that if you would, Go-Go.
Okay.
You know, I think I'm going to take my cat nap. I'll be below deck.
Millie goes below deck and goes take a cat nap. Go. What would you like to do now that you're left to your own devices?
I'm going to stare off the side of the boat and make little globes of water.
Okay. I'm assuming this is just like one of those abilities you have, not like actually using a spell slot or anything.
Yep.
Okay. Elric, during your passing, you notice Millie going down, Go doing these, and you also are busy noticing Kuori wrestling with Daffodil.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, Daffodil has Kuori in a headlock.
I'm laughing because I know that pain.
Problem is, Kuori seems to be enjoying it more than you did.
I'm not surprised.
But yeah, the rest of the day carries on as usual. No encounters. The weather's actually quite nice. Around like midday, late afternoon, a pod of dolphins follows the ship and squirts water at Elric when he looks over and notices them, playfully, as they are. And does that dolphin laugh that I'm not going to try to recreate because I don't have the voice for that. And then we'll say we move on to day 3. So do you have any encounters? Son of a bitch, these dice! Just one day I wanted something to attack you guys on the ocean. No? Another good day. We'll say that during this daytime, Hyacinth and Geayl are able to go through some of the crates. See, how many did you go through in the day's time? You get through 6. Most of them are weapons, armor. Some of them, Geayl, you kind of panic because on the side of the crate is a symbol you didn't recognize on all the other crates. And yeah. It is a where is my notes? Where are my notes? Where the fuck are all my notes? There they are. It is a red sun with a like what looks like the moon in front of it, causing like an eclipse image.
Oh, interesting. Have I seen this before?
Roll a knowledge.
Which one? Not as good this time. History?
Yeah, that could be a history.
History makes sense.
Yeah, that could be history. Makes sense.
Okay, I didn't get as good this time. 9 plus 7 is 12. Nope. 16.
16?
Wow.
There's a difference between 12 and 16. Is it 12 or 16?
9 plus 7 is 16.
16, okay.
16.
16. You know this to be the emblem of a crime syndicate called the Red Eclipse.
Does this mean that the previous owners of this boat stole a bunch of shit from them?
Either they stole for or they worked for.
Oh boy.
You know for a fact the Red Eclipse works in both the Republic and the Empire. They have like decentralized organization. You also know they are known for kidnapping, assassination, smuggling, black market trade, racketeering, and drug trade.
You know, the classics.
You know, just what you do on a Sunday afternoon. When you open this crate, though, it is packages of a powder that is, again, my notes. It's like a fine powder, and it's like a tealish green with a bit of like a white sheen to it. Again,
weird.
Again, Dell's
Do I recognize it?
In this case, roll me a. This would fall. I don't want to like give away what it is, but the roll though. Hold on. Roll an Arcana.
Okay, apparently it is Feast or Famine tonight. It's another 19 plus. What the hell is my Arcana? Okay, 19 plus 8. 27.
There has to be one every night, and DFA is not here for these rolls.
Therefore, it's all in the robot. So
apparently
you know this substance. It's not a drug. It is. It's a magical component that, when used, it can replace other components for spells, rituals, but it also greatly enhances the power of the magic. So it's kind of like a booster as well as a replacement.
Gotcha, but it can get out of control if you're not careful, kind of thing?
Yeah. And in a powdered state, it's less dangerous. However, it's still one of those, like, don't fuck with it. For example, if you lit a fire near it, don't do that. It is still volatile, okay, powdered or in its natural state, but it's one of those, hey, powder's less dangerous for transport.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. He's immediately going to let Hyacinth know, like, hey, this is what this does. We should kind of like gunpowder?
Gunpowder that
yeah, we should just treat it like magic gunpowder, kind of.
That you can use in spells?
Basically, yeah, it'll replace some components that you would normally need and can enhance the power, but if you're not careful with your measurements, it's not great, and it is flammable.
Well, it's reactive, flammable. More than flammable.
Sorry, it's reactive to external stuff, especially magic. So magic gunpowder is kind of the best approximation. We should put like a tarp or something kind of in the back if we can.
Okay, that's fine with me.
And also, Del, just so you know, you found about the crate is about maybe half your height if you stood it up on its side, and the crate is full.
Jesus,
Yeah,
so many.
someone's gonna be looking for it.
With the information that Del gave me, would I be able to do an appraise check or to see how much this might be worth?
If you'd like to roll an appraise, you can.
Okay. 15.
This is going by like your passing knowledge over the years. In its powdered state, 500 gil per pound. If you heat it and refine it into a glass-like state, it can go for at least 20,000 gil per sheet.
You said 5,000?
500 gil when in powder per pound.
Okay.
20,000 when you make it into refined sheets.
20,000.
Yeah. But the refinement process is very dangerous, and you can't just, casually be doing that.
They're going to kind of help, with Del's help, probably move this crate to the side and make a decision to start putting other crates in front of it.
Oh, to like hide it out?
More so to put it towards the back, to where if we get inspected again, it's gonna look like it's not gonna be the first thing they see. So whichever side of this crate that has that marker on it for the crime syndicate, we're putting that shit towards the wall.
Okay.
And then Hyacinth is going to pitch the idea. So I think what we should do is have everyone go through their rooms, pick a piece of furniture they don't care about, and then we start sticking the furniture in here.
Okay, so that it kind of disguises everything?
Yeah, and if we find things in these crates that are like not so interesting, we use them kind of as decor. Decoys.
Okay. Decoys. Yeah. We can also probably, as little things, like as we empty barrels and other stuff over the course of journeys, we can also put that stuff here, and it can eventually look more like a than anything else.
See, you're so smart. I knew you were the right person to help me with this.
Sounds like thanks, it's the anxiety.
Thanks, it's anxiety. I mean, yeah, I'm always happy to help. I like being here doing other stuff than what I originally was supposed to be doing. It's much better.
I agree. I would have just been in the woods, just waiting to have hits with someone and doing whatever job they gave me. I think this is more fun sometimes. Not all the time.
Yeah. Not all the time.
Do you want to wrestle with Daffodil?
Are you doing okay?
the completely different tones of those two questions.
Perfect. It was just that perfect sitcom timing of like, Hyacinth was like, oh, we should do this thing because it'll be fun and take our mind off shit. And Del's like, maybe I should ask now she's good.
That was perfect timing.
Don't you love it how that works
That
out?
was amazing.
Hyacinth's, you see Hyacinth's ears kind of like twitch and quirk a little bit because bunny ears are very expressive. And they wiggle their nose a little bit like they're about to sneeze, and they like kind of clear their facial features and school them. I mean, I feel fine. I don't think I'm sick. I spent a lot of time in the woods, but I'm used to that. I did have to bury a body though. That was not very fun.
Hold on. Sorry. Was Dell aware of that? Did I miss that?
No, Dell wasn't aware of that.
No one's been aware besides Kuori of what Hyacinth has been doing in the fucking woods.
honestly, Dell's just like sort of nodding along, and he's like, "Okay, she's talking about physical well-being. Yeah, lots of times in the what you, what?"
Yeah, so after everything, Daffodil and I and Kuori, because she kind of insisted, went and decided to search the woods, where we found Daffodil. And because I was wondering where those monsters came from. And apparently, the way that they brought them into the city was that they used summoners. And the summoners kept the monsters in like this cave system kind of thing, and then released them on the city for the festival as part of What's His Nuts' whole grand scheme plan of showing destabilization and showing that the children of the old sea are pretty much just children, human nonsense or Hume nonsense. And while Daffodil and I were looking for things, we found a summoner who was dying. And I guess guilty conscience, or, dying last words, decided to spill the beans on the whole situation and told me and Daffodil about all of this, and then promptly decided to be useless and died. They could have at least, lived long enough so that somebody else heard it besides just me and Daffodil. Even though Daffodil is a very good listener.
You hear a faint murmur from above.
So of course, can't just leave a body. It's not good for the ecosystem, because then things become attracted to it, and then creatures would probably fight over it. So we buried it, and I told that lady that you spent time with, the magic one,
Zora.
Mistress, about where to find the body in case her student felt some kind of humanity about someone dying, and this whole thing that worked for them. So, but we put a bunch of rocks on it, so hopefully something doesn't dig it up. But yeah, it was fine. I did try to get Kuori to climb a tree. I think, if I remember correctly, I believe Kuori just kind of ripped the tree out of the ground and felled it.
That's not exactly climbing, but that's still impressive.
Right? Daffodil was impressed. So yeah, and we just kind of hung out in the woods. But yeah, I buried a body, and that was inconvenient, but returned them to the nature from whence they came and all that.
Internally, Dell is screaming.
Okay. I mean, a little bit, but it's fine. He's okay.
And I will say that, you have seen Hyacinth talk about shit like this in the past and have, their usual bubbly personality when they talk about it. It's just part of the job, or they seem a little bit proud. I believe Dell was there when Hyacinth took out that Fanga that had infiltrated the ship.
Dell was there.
And, the precision that they had used with it, with, handling that situation, and kind of the playfulness, all of that is absent at this moment. Hyacinth's just kind of like matter-of-factly telling you all of these things. It's kind of like looking through a yearbook and pointing out something and telling like an anecdote about something in the yearbook. It's very much like it's so far off that it really has no effect, even though this happened quite literally last week or a couple of days ago.
Yeah, okay. The thing is, Del doesn't really know how to people. As much as he like assigned himself this thing of like, I'm help, he has no fucking clue what to do. He doesn't know how to people. He's got a 10 charisma. He's like about as good as your average person. I think he's gonna just tentatively kind of reach his hand out and like put it on her shoulder and kind of squeeze a little. And I honestly don't know if he knows like what to say, but it's just sort of like that and then squiz.
Oh. Hyacinth will just...
Sorry, I wish I could give you more, but he does not have it.
Hyacinth will just put their hand on top of Del's and just pat their hand a little bit. So do you think it'd be bad if we sold these drugs?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay. We can't just keep them
unless there's like some kind of... Yeah, we can't keep them on the ship. I wonder if maybe we can find a bounty place to turn them in?
I mean, we could talk to Mont Blanc. Very well connected. So we could always ask if, he maybe has connections to whoever might be interested in this and then cut us in a deal of, I don't know, something like that.
It's worth a shot.
Make it somebody else's problem.
Oh,
So we should keep
Yeah,
a bit
especially-
for ourselves. We should keep a bit for ourselves. I'm interested in seeing if...
I thought that's what the rum was for.
I mean... I don't know. We can just keep like a pound of it for ourselves, and then if times get tough, we can sell it. It's worth a lot of money if you can refine it. It's worth like 20,000 Geayl.
Yeah, but the process of it is very on a ship. That's not the kind of thing that you want to do in like a little bunker.
No.
Preferably with
No.
minimal staff in case it goes wrong.
I might have a friend who can do it. We just have to get to said friend.
is season 2 going to be Breaking Bad but Final Fantasy?
You gave the
We have
bunny
to cook. Welcome to new characters. We're going to start making Final Fantasy meth.
You gave the bunny.
I didn't give the
fucking
bunny
residual.
shit. The bunny and the robot started snooping around.
You gave us residuum.
Still, just the idea of like, hey, welcome to fucking Breaking Bad Final Fantasy Edition.
You gave us legally distinct substance.
Right?
Very valuable, distinct substance. Yeah, that's the... We'll say that was that whole heart to heart took the entirety of the day. Moving shit around, confusing the living shit out of Del. Oh boy. Okay, now for the next day, because I just want to... please give me something good for a roll. Son of a slut! I hate these dice.
Put these dice today.
The dice are great for Del, but for me, fuck that. Okay. We'll say nothing happened on this day. Everything progressed as normal. Cool. Moving on. Trying the next one. That's it. These dice are going to jail.
Did someone mention the orb around the two newbies?
As of right now, no one's mentioned the orb yet.
I thought
The only
someone did.
When you guys were leaving, Zora was talking to Dell about it. I don't
Yeah.
if I would say it's up to Gogo if he was on deck during all that, or if he wasn't, I would leave that up to him.
Can I hear the deck from a window below?
The ship wasn't moving, so yeah, I could say you could. Zora wasn't exactly being sneaky about it. It was kind of like just an everyday conversation.
I'll roll a perception.
Okay, yeah,
but-
we can do what's it called? A flushing out perception roll.
Well, I only got a 14, so
Yeah, we'll say you heard it. You overheard will take orb, understand not want floating. Like you heard bits and pieces, but you understood that there's an orb on the boat that Dell has and doesn't want in the wrong hands.
okay.
And on this day, you can do what you want, because we'll say Gogo has a chance. Because we've had everyone else bouncing around. Because the dice don't want to give me encounters. I just want a Kraken to come out of the ocean and attack. That's all I want. Anyway.
Kraken, we're level 5.
You could handle it.
Dell could handle it.
You have a white mage
Could
now.
handle it.
You guys have a healer now. I don't need to worry about holding back.
All I could think of is Dende from fucking Dragon Ball Z Abridged. No one fucks with the white mage.
That's my point.
It just delights me every time.
You guys got a white mage now. I can throw all the dangerous shit at you. Anyway, Gogo. We'll say the fourth day starts with what are you up to?
Pretty much just like finding the most comfortable chair for like when I feel like socializing.
Okay.
And otherwise, I'm just kind of below deck. People may very subtly notice a little like plopping noise in the ocean every once in a while, but they probably don't see it in time to see what it is. But it's just Gogo dropping orbs of water into the ocean.
The most comfortable chair you find is actually in the mess hall. It is a handmade rocking chair with a homemade cushion, finely sewn and everything. When asked, Rowan brought it aboard. He uses it when his back hurts, but other than that, it's for whoever wishes it. Though if Rowan says to get up, no one stays sitting. Though when he sees you in it, he'd gladly let you use it, and it hopes that you enjoy the comfort of the chair. Says he takes it everywhere he goes. His mother made it for him when he was a young turtling.
I feel like using a rocking chair on a boat is just a recipe for disaster.
Roll a dex if you're gonna sit in it.
Went pretty well. 17.
It took you about a minute or two, but then you found a way to rock in time with the ship's movement, so it doesn't even feel like you're moving at all. You actually feel like you're stable while everyone else is moving.
I feel like I would dismount off the chair and then take a couple steps and just faceplant.
If you happen to be alone in the mess hall or not, I will leave up to you, because that was definitely a moment that might be awkward for everyone else. I won't force that upon anyone.
But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and make the executive decision that I don't think that Gogo heard anything specifically that would pique his interest about the orb.
Okay. Have you considered anything regarding the staff at all, or are you just still keeping it in your possession?
I was just keeping it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going to fiddle with it.
I mean, if anything, I might activate it and be like, or try to figure out like how to activate it.
Okay. You like I said, you know it's vocal, so you can try talking to it, see what happens.
Be like, hello?
If you simply saying hello, nothing happens.
Hello, Oracle.
Still nothing.
How are you today?
Just for reference, where are you on the ship?
Probably like below deck, like at the window that I'm dropping orbs out of.
Okay. The staff kind of starts to vibrate in your hands. And do you cling tighter or do you like loosen your grip on it?
I'd probably just maintain grip on it.
Okay. The vibration continues and like starts to get more and more violent as you maintain your grip, to the point where eventually the center gem on the scepter begins to illuminate. And after a moment, I need you to roll a strength check to maintain your grip.
19.
I just beat you by 1, thank God. That would have been awkward. The staff yeets itself out the window that you've been using to plop orbs. And from it, a very bright light emits, projecting the translucent visage of a very ancient version of an oracle. Not the one that anyone remember from the present. Wearing very flowy clothing, a older stylized head gown that covers all but the face, and what's the word I'm looking for? Crap, what are these? And at that moment, like, everyone on the ship sees this if they're near either on the deck or visible near a window, because again, the bright illumination. And a booming voice goes, "I have an answer for those who has asked. Do you present yourself to be like, hi, that was me."
Just gotta poke my head out the window and just be like, well, lally ho there. I just asked how you are. Well, how are you today?
It is a first that someone asked how I am. Many don't usually ask. It is appreciated. Looks around. But I am bound by the rule of one. One question, one answer. And my answer is I am a bit confused. It seems it's been a while since I've been activated. The world seems tumultuous and on the brink of war again.
Oh, that's just water.
Oracle just looks down and just casts a very, like, smartass look at you. It seems that I am traveling with a group that is not my last bearers, nor my in Traguna. Interesting. I will have to adjust accordingly. May the staff be safe with you all, and remember the rule of one. And then the oracle vanishes, and the scepter falls back into your hands gently, leaving anyone who saw it to be very, very confused what the fuck just happened.
I'll just go back to plopping orbs of water into the ocean.
Just out of curiosity, of the rest of you, did anyone want to react to that, or is that just we're gonna pretend no one saw that?
Pretend no one saw it. At least I'm Elric is.
Hyacinth? Dell?
Honestly, I don't think that Dell may have noticed. I think his focus is on other stuff. I'm sorry.
So if I gotta check that way, I don't like move past anyone who might have saw that and reacted. Like, all of you heard something. It's just a matter of who saw what this sound was coming from.
I'm just gonna make a perception check for Hyacinth real quick.
Okay. Perception, go.
Oh, it's a 24. They definitely noticed something went on.
I'll say that you heard the voice, rushed up to the main deck because, can see more, and you saw the translucent oracle. And then you saw it talking to Gogo, and then vanishing in the staff going to him.
Huh. Do I recognize that staff?
You do recognize it as the staff that was given to Deafay back on the island that has been pretty much just floating with Deafay since then.
Hyacinth is just going to decide to stay on deck after that point. They're probably sorting through a crate full of like random odds and ends that they got from like the 6 crates that Belle and them went through with the other day, and they're just sorting them out as to what's decoy worthy and what's just like junk, or like knickknacks. And they're just going to spend the majority of their time just like sitting and staring at the last place that they saw the oracle visage pop up.
Okay. Also, just so you know, the oracle that you saw was not the same one that you guys technically kidnapped.
That makes sense.
Like, they look completely different.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just before that question pops up. This one looks very, the clothing was more ancient. And, the one is a lot more, contemporary, I guess.
And she's young, isn't she?
Yeah, the one that you guys have, stored away, is more about you guys' age. This one looked like if she was physically there, she would have been late 50s, early 60s appearance. If, mortal.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, Hyacinth's just gonna stare at the spot and just kind of roll that around in their brain. But they're on top of the deck. They're on the like top deck, just kind of sorting through that crate of odds and ends. They're kind of getting the feeling that people are like watching them anyway, so they might have will just stay in plain sight and make everyone else's job easier.
Okay.
Instead of making people work at stalking them.
That makes sense. Okay. Also, I'm just noticing the time. After that whole event took place, I would say this is actually a perfect time because it's been half the week to take a quick break. Let everyone mull over the first half of their trip. For brevity's sake, we'll say after the break, you guys will have reached Sion and don't have to do more of the evil cursed dice who don't want to do what I want them to do. For my sanity, you guys can have time on the island again. So everyone get up, including the audience, stretch, get some water, do some break timey things. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go away. She was, vocal. Okay, we're back. Welcome back, audience. Hopefully you guys had a good break, a little longer than normal. For the sake of brevity, last couple days I rolled during the break. Fortunately, nothing bad happened. Fortunately, sorry. That first part slipped out wrong. The party reaches the island of Sion. There's no scrapes, no bruises. Everything is great. They're welcomed back quite enthusiastically by the usual people that always there to greet them, specifically, Garrick and his lovely, enthusiastic assistant, whose name's escaping me for a brief moment because I just spaced out on the name. Fuck.
Jonah?
No, Garrick, the dock worker. I literally just blanked. Hold on. Oh my god, how did I blank out like that?
She's so cute too.
I know, that's why I'm like, shit.
Is it Lily?
Sophie. Sophie and Garrick greet you all kindly. Garrick noting quite quickly that there are 2 new people than normal, though doesn't ask questions as he is not paid to. Emphatically, he's like, I'm not paid to ask questions. He tells you, though, as is custom rule, he has to make sure, do you guys declare bringing anything to the island that he should know about? Since you're Captain now, Hyacinth, that means you have to answer him with all the bureaucracy crap.
Income for the island and mercantile things. Yeah, let's go with that.
He just stares at you very, suspiciously because of the way you phrased it. Yeah, okay. No, he just goes, yeah, okay, whatever. Sophie, mark it down. Take whatever you need to take down. And Sophie smiles and goes, take it you guys had a good trip?
I wouldn't use that phrasing. We had a trip.
Yeah, I've been there. Anyway, welcome back. You've been missed by everyone. What was it? Just oh my god, it's been a while. Guys, we got to tell when you have a chance. You sit down and tell me where you guys went. I'll have our guys go through the ship and help unload anything that needs to be unloaded or resupply if you need it. The manor's still fine. Don't worry, it's still standing. Biggs and Wedge have been maintaining it in your absence. Biggs actually started a shrubbery garden in the backyard because he can't help himself. And yeah, welcome back. And she kind of flutters off because Garrick calls her very gruffly. Where do you guys go now that you're on the island?
It's a good question. Depends on how long we're staying.
Long enough for people to finish their business and restock, refuel, sell some shit if we need to sell some shit.
I figured the session would end with you guys leaving, if that helps.
Ah.
That way, no one's feeling rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know for a fact that Hyacinth probably wants to scope out the brothel since they're back.
Hyacinth is actually going to look around for Issa.
Roll a perception.
Who was probably hiding from them.
Roll a perception with... No, I'm kidding. I was going to say with disadvantage. I'm kidding. He's not actively hiding. He's just doing his own thing. The active 22. Takes you about half hour. You find him around town, meandering. You actually startle him. Surprise.
Can I have Daffodil startle him?
Sure. You see him before he sees you coming around a corner. So how you want to set that up is up to you.
Hyacinth is going to give Daffodil fish jerky because that's something you can make.
Totally.
I found out. And it's something that probably keeps really well on a ship.
Yeah, I would imagine it would actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And is going to give Daffodil half and then point to Issa and say, Daffodil, fetch. And cue Daffodil to go and
God, poor bastard.
Say hello to Issa.
Again, poor bastard. He's coming around the corner. You actually hear him whistling a very jaunty tune. For those at home and know Final Fantasy, he's whistling the Chocobo theme. And he hears a noise and he's just like, oh, it's probably just, the kids running around. And out from the corner barrels this bear, and you hear Issa scream. Very mezzo-soprano tier. And you hear him scream, oh my god, is that a fucking bear?
Hyacinth will come around and say, yeah, that's my fucking bear. Technically a dire bear. This is Daffodil.
What you see is him hanging from a street sign, street post, whatever you want to call them, where they would hang the lanterns to hang at night so that way people can see. He is hanging from it, and Daffodil is sniffing at him curiously, and he's just like, "What the ever-loving fuck? And why do you have a bear?" And immediately when he sees and hears you, he goes,
Why wouldn't
"Oh, of fucking course you have a bear."
Why wouldn't I have a bear? So we're back for a bit. Come drink with me.
With one arm still clinging to the post, goes, "You want to, gesturing to Daffodil."
Hyacinth holds out the other half of the fish jerky to Daffodil to call them back. He gives scritches, like big jowl shaking scritches. You did so good. You did so good finding my friend. You're such a good bear. You're such a good bear.
Slowly, he climbs down, just stares at you, very, very like borderline. I swear to God, I'm gonna kill you one night. It'd be so easy. No one would know. And he just goes, "So you're back. Welcome back. Where are the others? The others are back too, right?"
Most of us.
He just gives you a very knowing look. Like,
Hyacinth drinks.
Drink. Got it. I take it I'm paying.
Are you offering?
That's a trap.
It is a trap.
We'll figure it out when we get there. Really quick, while you guys head to the bar, Del, where do you go up now that you're back on the island?
I'm not sure, actually.
Because I mean, you got the manor, you got the brothel that you helped decorate.
The flower shop.
Probably the brothel that helped decorate. The flower shop, yeah. Honestly, probably the flower shop, because he's like, oh, maybe I can give them some more seeds or see what kind of arrangements they've got going on. It's going to be great. Yeah.
All right. You head over and I had planned certain people to go certain places. This isn't how I thought it was going to go. It's perfect. I love it. You enter and immediately are surprised. Someone is inside. Fuck, where'd it go? The person, actually, two people are inside now that I mention it. There we go. You see a Mithra woman, the cat people, like Issa, and a another Gareth like Garrick, standing right nearby her. Immediately as you enter, the Garrick like just turns and stares at you very protectively regarding the woman he's with. The woman casually looks over her shoulder and goes, "Hello, who are you?"
Me? Oh, I'm Del.
Del. Don't know a Del. I don't mean to sound rude, but what was that? Sorry.
Hyacinth and I helped put a lot of the stuff together for the place.
Oh, so it was you who helped repair my establishment.
Yeah, I think so. It was mostly Hyacinth's idea because she's better at like aesthetics and understanding like how people like how interact with stuff than I am. But I just came to see how everything's going and see some of the flower arrangements and anything else that you've got going on.
Well, allow me to introduce myself. I am Claudia Belladonna Paola. And this is my very sarcastic, talkative companion and valet, Mr. Hom. The Garrick goes to speak, but she immediately continues. I don't remember hiring anyone named Hyacinth or Del. I'll have to go meet this Hyacinth at some point. Forgive my manners. I came back, as I often do, for vacation and to unwind. Living in the Republic and the Empire can be so exhausting. I was very surprised to see that this place had been cleaned up.
Yeah. Well, Hyacinth always really liked doing a lot of the really fun, showy stuff and the things with the flowers and other like ornamentation and everything else like that. And well, I've never had any other interests. So fun to try too.
The woman gives you a very curious look because what you're describing is a different type of establishment than what she's used to this building being. So
He's
she's just
fully on board because that's what he said. It's a flower shop.
she just
So
smiles.
he's just talking along.
Again, she just smiles and goes, "How quaint. Yes, I'll have to meet your friend. It seems that you guys have had quite some investment planned for this place."
Oh yeah, if you see her walking around, you can't miss her. She's got really long. Remind me the race.
Vera.
I'm saying
Hyacinth
it
is a
right. I want
Vera
to say
and
Elair.
Hyacinth is blonde.
Gotcha.
Long
Vera.
blonde hair
Vera.
and a bear.
Yeah. If you see her walking around, you can't miss her. She's the Vera with blonde hair and a dire bear.
A bear Oh, now I'm very interested.
He's just completely matter of fact, not even thinking about how weird that must be to the average person.
Surprisingly, she's actually like enthusiastically interested because of course she is.
Also, according to my notes, she is supposed to be a Vera.
Oh,
That's interesting though,
But-
isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying
Which
like,
Del would know because we had that conversation with Sophie. So if that helps Del's context at all.
again, the person Dell is talking to is a Mithra.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in context.
is the what? Sorry.
The person you're talking to presents as a cat person, like Issa is. But the past notes, Sophie described the original owner as a Vera like Hyacinth.
Fair enough.
So
So actually, like once he says like the Vera thing, actually, hold on. I'm gonna do a quick roll to see if Del remembers because it has been a while.
Oh yeah, it's been like
And legitimate.
it's been like 3 months
Or-
since you guys were told that.
Or, I can just continue rolling a lot today. Jesus Christ. Sorry. That's another 15 on the die, which if this is a knowledge.
I would say history. Because you're remembering
Yeah,
you're
we're going with
remembering
knowledge history.
you're remembering your own memories.
It's a 22.
I would say immediately after a minute, your brain goes, "Wait a minute, that name."
Yeah, he probably says the word Vera and then thinks about Hyacinth and then was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you realize suddenly there's a discrepancy in your memory. The person that fits that name was described to you as a Vera, not a Mithra.
Yeah. And he's gonna Miss Claudia, you're the original owner, right?
That is correct.
You didn't happen to have an assistant or someone else who ran the place while you were gone?
Nope. I have always been the proprietor and owner of this fine establishment. Why?
It may just be that I was misinformed, but we were informed that the owner was also a Vera, like Hyacinth, and I don't believe you are. He says a little haltingly, like,
That minute, like everyone in the party, Del, you can't just say that about someone.
You can't just ask someone whether or not a bunny.
Immediately, Claudia just stares and goes, "Oh, right. It has been a while. Hold that thought." And flourishes her arm in front of her face, removing the disguised self to reveal the Vera.
Oh, okay.
She immediately goes, "You see, I have multiple homes in the world, and I don't like to be known as myself in some of them."
Oh, completely. It goes back on it. Completely understand, and I can just tell everybody that I met with an associate.
Oh no, you
I
you
understand
can
wanting
tell
to keep
them you
your
met with me. It's fine. I just forgot that I'm known as a Vera here.
Ah, gotcha. That's good to keep up with, though. Do you have a book?
Hmm?
And he is legitimately, like, genuinely curious.
Sorry, you cut out though. What did Dell ask?
Oh, sorry. He's like, that seems like a lot to have to keep track of. Do you have a notebook or something?
Actually, Mr. Home usually gives a sideways scowl. Reminds me when I arrive places what I'm supposed to look like. It seems that this time he forgot. Mr. Home goes to speak, but anyway, that's not the point. Now that I've fixed that, it's time that I set about finding out what's going on with my establishment here. Were you planning on reopening it, or were you just refurbishing for hobby?
I think Hyacinth had plans to reopen if everything was going to go okay. I can find her and have her like swing by here after she guys can sort of talk it over. I'm sure we could continue to like make up some kind of arrangement with providing, and he's racking his brains because he never actually learned business stuff. With providing capital funding to help make it look good again.
At this point, Claudia like
Stupid voice,
glides
anyway.
towards you. You hear the sounds of heels walking on the wood. Though the way her form-fitting dress is, it's very Jessica Rabbit style dress. You don't see her heels, but you do hear them clicking on the ground.
Oh,
She reaches Dell and goes, "Do not sweat, child. I do not mean to make you anxious. We'll get it all settled out before anything bad happens. Don't worry. And I do not mean to intimidate you. I know Mr. Home can be intimidating. He is a sweetheart. Do not worry." Again, Mr. Home goes to speak, but before we get too deep into needless conversation, please walk with me and talk more. And she kind of like guides you outside of the building, with Mr. Home just like quietly following after you, like, why do I do this?
that's fair. If she allows him to speak, Dell will because again, Dell doesn't actually know all of what Hyacinth has planned because he is small baby. He legit is just going to go on and on about how like he's been looking at both color coordination and other fun things that he thinks could help with flower arrangements and making really good designs and like maybe even making like cool presentations for performers to use because she mentioned the flowers, but he guesses it's like a runway show maybe. He's not really sure, but he definitely has some ideas for pretty flowers.
Kid's got spirit.
He's got the spirit of a boy he's confused.
While she walks you through town, letting you essentially info dump on her, you come to the conclusion she's very jovial, warm, and Dell's actually astonished by her intelligence, her wisdom, as well as a very open mind for everything you're saying, and she's never interrupting you, even though every time Mr. Home goes to speak, she will completely overrail whatever he's going to say. And you even notice that while you're talking, she occasionally will like hum a certain melody that, surprisingly to you, you find yourself being relaxed by.
Oh, interesting.
Also, you've noticed that because Siona is very like, for the most part, we'll say it's a poor place still. The roads aren't that great. Even though you discerned earlier she was in heels, she's walking as if not affected by it. So she is very graceful and skilled in walking with whatever she's wearing, which I mentioned is very Jessica Rabbit style dress, the heels, and she has arm length blue leather gloves. And unlike Hyacinth, who is blonde, she has very vibrant blue hair.
Ooh.
And by blue, I mean like ocean azure blue. Clearly, it's dyed.
Oh, hell yeah.
But again, this goes on while she walks you through town. For all you know, it could have been a few minutes. It could have been an hour. You don't know. She just lets you talk. And she's not stopping you at all, except for when she has follow-up questions. And there's a little bit of
Wow,
like
damn.
familiarity, like, oh god, this is just like when I'm talking to Hyacinth. I can just talk and talk and talk and talk. So part of you wonders, is this a
Basically,
Vera
yeah.
thing?
Honestly, I think that's probably his just like, wow, okay, so this must just be a Vera thing. They're just really good to talk to, man. I should eventually, after a little bit, he's probably like, I've been talking so much. I'm sorry. How about you tell me some of your ideas? So,
Oh, no, don't worry. My ideas are more whatever protects the girls, whatever protects the customers, and whatever provides the safest environment for all those in my domain.
yeah, I know some of the flowers and stuff can be really delicate, or some of them could even be like poisonous or anything like that if you get too close. So safety is definitely a good concern. I agree. Again, he has absolutely no clue.
And when you talk about flowers, she specifically just pats your
Of
back
any-
knowingly, like, you're such a sweet boy.
She's just like, oh no, child. Okay.
Oh, no. She, in her mind, the flowers mean the staff.
Oh no.
She thinks when you say flowers, you mean the people who will be working the brothel.
Right, and
You think whenever
he genuinely, yeah.
there's just legitimately a miscommunication all around.
Oh boy. Um. Sorry, it's tickling.
I knew this was going to come back to haunt me. I just didn't know how fun it would be. Just so we don't drag that out for too long, though. We'll say this is happening while Hyacinth. No, just so Hyacinth's talking with Issa, you're doing that. Elric, you have gotten off the ship. Before you're able to go anywhere, you are bumped into by someone who's coming down the wharf as well. And as they bump into you, they apologize very quickly in a hurried voice. Sorry. Been in a rush, gotta meet some people today. Wouldn't happen to know where the manor is, do you?
Where the manor?
Yeah. I heard from some friends that there are people that live in the manor in this town. They happen to be like the patrons of this place, and I wanted to talk to them about a business proposition I had.
Well, okay, well that would be myself and my friends who are around somewhere.
At this point, Elric, you realize you've been deserted by the group.
Yeah. I just look around like, oh, everyone's gone.
Oh, you're one of the fine gentlemen I need to talk to. Excellent. He quickly dusts himself off, fixes his vest and his hat that's secured by a string under his chin. He fixes a brown waistcoat, revealing a little bit of his stomach, which is a bit, well fed. And he cracks his knuckles and goes, "Nice to meet you. The name's Owaka. Specifically, Owaka the 42nd.
46. That's a long lineage.
It is. Proud line of proprietors of all kinds. You need it, I probably can find it."
Interesting. So what exactly did you need to talk to us all about?
So, here's the deal. Picture it, if you would. Traveling merchant. Wherever that you go, they'll be there. Need something bought? We'll find it. Need something sold? I don't ask questions. All that needs to know is that you're happy as a customer and I'm happy providing for that customer.
I mean, that certainly sounds pretty useful.
Doesn't it? Everyone else with their shops, they're stable. They're one place. They're static. They're not going places. Me, I want to see the world and sell to the world. But the only way we can do that is if my patrons will invest in the idea.
How did you hear of us?
I don't reveal my sources. For free.
Thing.
But since you are one of the patrons I'm seeking, I will let you know if you help invest in my idea. Promise you this. You will get discounts for all future sales based on how much you invest.
How much did this investment cost?
Pulls out a scroll and goes, well, you look like a handsome guy. Has anyone told you recently that you're very handsome? You must be a lady killer. Or are you a heartthrob for the men?
Elric's just gonna give him like a deadpan stare, like, don't, just get to the point.
Oh, okay. You're no slouch. Gotta appreciate that. You invest about 100 gil. Prices stay the same. Anyone can give 100 gil. If you give about 100 to 1,000, I can give 25, 30% off. 1,000 to 10,000, we'll get 50%. Anything over 10,000, permanent 60% off all future goods.
Normally, I would convene with the party and see what they think, but I'm gonna just go with it, roll with it, and I will invest. If you're serious about this, I'll invest the first 1,000.
First 1,000, you say, good. Looks around and goes, now, I don't tell all my other potential investors this because you're actually investing with me on the first go. Give you 4 opportunities to raise as much as you can. After the 4th one, what you settled, you're settled.
Fair enough.
Okay. Now remember, you're investing in the traveling merchant of Awaka. Whatever you need, I'll find. Whatever I can find, you'll find. Very affordable.
Yeah, well,
as long as I can make a profit.
I'm sure you could with the things where we go, for sure.
Sounds good. Just to make sure, how much traveling do you and your troop engage with?
Well, we've been to, and then Elric just lists off all the different places they've been so far, cities and the Oracle Island, all that stuff.
So you're worldly met people. I like it. Means that there's a chance I can get all of these kind of markets and bring for you the best that you can need.
So how well can you operate out of a ship?
How well do you need me to operate?
I mean, if we're going to be going places, you're definitely going to have to be on the ship with us, right?
I'll be sure to pack my sea legs and let my brother know to move here so that we can have a base of operations in case you need things stored somewhere.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So, should I be meeting your friends, or is this going to be between 2 gentlemen like ourselves?
Oh no, you'll definitely meet them at some point. Wherever they are, they're all kind of doing their own thing at the moment on the island.
As you explain that, he reaches into his backpack and pulls out 2 glasses and pours some mysterious liquid into them. Puts one in your hand. Toast to 2 business partners seeking their own fortune.
Elric having not good memories of drinking is going to kind of look at it and just slowly drink it.
Before you're able to, he clinks and goes, "Stavros," and downs the alcohol as quickly as he can.
Eric's just going to be kind of shocked, and then I guess follow suit and but not down it as fast as him.
Roll a constitution.
Fuck.
You got it. It's alcohol.
I know.
And we know how much of a light.
Why do I roll low for this stuff?
How did you do?
6 + 2 and 8.
The liquor burns. It burns the way down, and your head spins for a good few minutes, and for a brief moment, you swear this guy suddenly grows a second head.
Oh, God.
But after you shake your head, the second head vanishes, and you're just like, okay, no, it was just that.
It's just that.
It's like, I'll go prepare my stock and be ready when you want to take our leave of this quaint little home you've set up. I love it. But no, off to adventure and making deals.
Def, keep an eye out for the rest of our party, and Elric's gonna like kind of explain what they look like so he can introduce himself if he sees them.
He shudders a bit at the idea of a bear, but he's like, I'm gonna like this. It's gonna be fun. And he kind of just like runs off into town, leaving you by yourself to decide what you're gonna do now.
I have no idea.
Well, you have the tavern, the manor, the blacksmith shop, or you can just have Elric go just back on the ship and sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because like the only thing he's kind of like focused on at the moment is his retraining, because he's like, I'm gonna be useless to my party.
Oh, so you just
basically.
want him to go in the woods and practice for a bit?
So he's just gonna probably just kind of train. Obviously, not
Yeah.
the 2 weeks required, but this is just like sword drills and shit like that.
Okay, he just gonna go practice for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Segueing really quick. Millie and Gogo, you guys have been brought to the island. We'll say that Rowan had taken the opportunity to show you guys where the manor is. Excuse me. And explain that as long as you're traveling with the crew, the manor has been pretty much open to those with the group. And lets you two know that if you need anything and the others aren't available, he will be available to you both whenever. Wait, what happened? Oh, that was something else. Never mind. Did Millie want to go to the manor and just settle up her room and all that good jazz?
Yeah, she probably will.
Okay. You'll find the manor is very unique, as the party prior has made it their own. The first thing you see when you enter is an Evilise Moogle just strutting out of the kitchen with the sandwich and just stares at you. How you doing, lassie? And then he just like carries on as if you just belong there. Also, crap, I was gonna say, did any of you plan on looking for Mont Blanc, or were you guys just gonna like get to him eventually?
That's what Hyacinth's going to do after their conversation with Issa.
Oh, okay. Millie, once you find your room, you can set up how you wish. You'll find there are plenty to choose from. Most of them empty and like undecorated. Same with Gogo. You have the run of the manor, the rooms that have been claimed.
I'll just find the comfiest room that I can.
Gogo finds one in the basement. Kuori shows you guys to the spare rooms. The basement room has a series of like access to the stairs and an access to like a bulkhead that gets you outside from that room. And because it's in the basement, it's one of the cooler rooms, but also one of the most like temperature controlled in general. So, perfect setup, and it's relatively not interfering with the other room, so you could practice your magic without worrying about anything else being impacted, because you like to do your little water globules, it seems. Millie, whichever room you want as well can be chosen. There is the top floor, and there's 2 on the main floor.
She'll just pick one at random.
Okay. I'll just say for random, hers is next to Dell's. And as you enter, it's basically furbished. You can do your own as you need. While Kuori was showing you around, she explains that there are 2 palicos in town if you want anything specifically done, and just to talk to them, and they'll go about decorating while you're gone. They are quite friendly and definitely not rabid cats. And then Kuori excuses herself, saying, I need to go check on a potentially depressed rabbit. Cut back to said bar, because I do want to see how this conversation goes. Focus and Penny are working when you arrive, Hyacinth.
Mm-hmm.
Focus immediately looks at you and goes, that has to wait outside, just so you know.
Are you talking about Daffodil, my child?
I am.
Why? Why does Daffodil have to wait outside?
Because while I trust you, I know for a fact most of the patrons, who may be drunk, will not react kindly to Miss Daffodil entering and possibly scaring the living crap out of them.
Hyacinth makes like a look at Daffodil and looks up and down and then looks back at Focus and just says, "That's Daffodil's a girl."
Hmm?
I don't think Daffodil's a boy either. Daffodil's just Daffodil. Just kind of like I'm just Hyacinth.
My mistake.
Then shrugs. Then as a compromise, can we have our drinks outside?
I can speak to Miss Penny about bringing you things from inside to hang out here, yes.
Okay. You guys should really have like a patio section whenever it's nice out. You can like charge extra for like a coast view or something. That's what they do in the rich people places.
I'll bring it up with Biggs and Wedge when they're not arguing over projects.
I mean, if you tell them that, like, we're the ones, and Hyacinth makes a general, like, motion to themselves for, like, the royal we of the group. If you tell them that we're the ones who want it done, they might, like, jump at it.
Oh, they probably will. They've just been... Biggs has a laundry list, and Wedge is, not wanting to do Biggs' pet projects.
That makes sense.
You know how siblings are.
I do.
Issa, I see that you met the bear. Mm-hmm. At this point, Daffodil's like pawing at Issa, like, hey.
Hyacinth does nothing to intervene. Just allows this shit to happen.
Focus asks you both what you guys will have for drink, and we'll go in there and get it for you. And leaving you two to start your conversation.
Hyacinth is going to just lean up against the wall of the tavern, like the outside wall.
Yep.
While waiting, and just look over Issa and asks, like, "So did you read that book I gave you?"
I did.
And
it was informative.
So, how hard do you think it will be for us to put it into play?
I've done harder jobs.
Makes sense.
It'll be work, but it can be done.
Makes sense. I mean, with the flower shop, we'll basically be providing the flowers, and then it'll make an easier message system. In my experience, at least, having something fly in the visual line that's also aesthetically pleasing but has a purpose. I don't know. I just think it'd probably be useful.
No, I agree. Just you seem to be avoiding something.
I'm not avoiding anything. I actually came back to do business, and at that, Hyacinth will pull out a pouch full of Geayl and toss it to Issa.
Catches it and just looks at you. So I want to know how you got this.
Daffodil got it.
Bear just waves. Is this one of those situations where I'm probably legally better off not knowing what you guys have been doing for the past couple months?
No, it was just a pie eating contest.
I'm sorry, you guys have been gone for like 2 months. You're telling me you guys were gone for 2 months for a pie eating contest?
No, I'm telling you that money came from a pie eating contest.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. It doesn't scare me anymore than it probably should have.
Yeah. That should probably be about 3,000 Geayl.
He kind of like juggles in his hand. Yeah, it feels like 3,000, yeah.
Yeah, that's for the guild.
Wait, your guild?
Our guild.
I told you I wasn't going to be one of your employees of that.
No. You've made it perfectly clear, and I am all about consent. Because that's my job.
Okay.
But business partners. Or you can give me my money back.
Pulls the pouch a little closer, like almost like the whole "no mine." Are there going to be strings attached, or this one of those like you are a silent partner?
I don't think anything about me is silent.
At this point,
Unless I want to be.
Focus comes back in with your drinks, and all he hears is "nothing about me is silent." He hands you your drink and is like, "I don't want to know."
Nothing about me is silent whenever I'm me. But business partners, you don't have to tell people I'm involved. Probably better that they don't know. Outside of this town, at least.
Oh, I meant more how involved were you going to be versus like how autonomous am I in this whole thing?
If you're good at your job, then you're good at your job. Like, if you're not good at your job, then Daffodil will hug you until you're good at your job.
He immediately casts a stare at the bear, and the bear is just like, "What's up?" Okay, yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah.
So again, I'm just gonna ask maybe last time, who knows? What the fuck did you guys all go and do? Because things have been getting weird, and I assume you all have some hand in it.
How are things getting weird?
For one thing, the Republic and the Empire are getting a little more testy. Something about a missing oracle.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Is that doesn't have anything to do with that chick you brought back, does it?
It has something to do with Geayl.
What did he do?
Yes.
Better question, what did you do?
Didn't finish the job.
Slowly sips his drink. And with his other hand, he kind of like just strokes his chin, pensively. My job isn't exactly the whole delicate one. You know this.
No, I just need you to do your job of information gathering. If people try to hire anyone in the city to do sketchy jobs that seem really similar to the ones that Geayl gave people.
No, you misunderstand. What I'm preambling. My job has never been delicate, so I'm going to ask this as bluntly as I can. What happened?
A lot.
Lifts his drinking leg, dangles it. I clearly have time.
Then, how about this? Tomorrow, come by the flower shop and we can sit down and have a private conversation, not in front of a tavern.
Holding you to that.
Hopefully that's the only way you want to hold me. I'm expensive.
With that, he just downs with the drink and like, okay, I'm done. That was it. That was my limit. He can only handle so many jokes. I'll find you tomorrow or some point, and I'll put this to use. And he jingles the gill, and he looks back at you. Do not make friends with that bottle.
You can have it if you want it. I'm not going to drink it.
I meant more in the future. You clearly don't need that kind of friendship.
I've got enough friendship.
Make sure that
Bye.
Bye. And he like walks off very reluctantly, though with they're not going to talk, so I'm going to let them go. But definitely just, oh boy. He's walking into something he doesn't know yet. It's about this time Del and Claudia find you.
Hyacinth is still
Hey, there.
Hyacinth is leaning against this building.
Yeah, you see Dell coming up to you with a very gorgeously dressed Vera in a shiny red dress, followed by a Gareth. And Dell is just talking excitedly, and the Vera's nodding very maternally.
Mm-hmm.
And you're able to hear bits of the conversation about flowers and how the shop is being rebuilt and how Hyacinth is very like enthusiastic. So you're obviously by this point you've perked into the what the hell is being talked about moment.
Hyacinth is going to take just the glass that they have. I'm assuming this is like a metal stein situation, right?
No, it's actually just like a glass cup.
Okay.
It's still
So it's a
early in the
clear-
day where it's not the Stein o'clock yet.
Okay. So they're just holding it and like petting Daffodil absentmindedly, feeding Daffodil treats, and just observing, and gives like Dell a wave and a smile.
Dell.
He eagerly waves and smiles back, and then points at her out to Claudia, like, "Hey, this is perfect. We'll have plenty of chances and everything here. Hey, Hyacinth, this is Miss Claudia, the original owner of the flower shop that we were helping. Remember?
Oh, I sent you a letter.
Oh, you're the person who sent me the letter. Thank you for that. You're why I came down to see what was going on with my establishment.
Do you want that back?
After hearing your friend here discussing your plans, I actually feel that it might be in my best interest to let you continue with what your plans were. For a kickback of sorts.
How much of a kickback?
Not financial, more mutual beneficial.
Contract?
In a way,
Safe haven?
you clearly know the business.
And Hyacinth just gestures to themselves.
You may know me by another name if you've been outside of this island. Maybe the name of the Rosa and Fiore?
What am I making for that? Am I making a...
In your case, because you have that, nobility, history, or... No, actually, yeah, it'd be history or nobility. Because you can tell it's clearly a title.
I'm gonna go nobility. So I have a higher score in that one. 18.
You have heard of the Rosa in Fiore. She is a Madonna of many establishments throughout the Empire, the Republic, and the Ionian League.
Can I make a profession check? Because my profession is courtesan.
Mm-hmm.
To find out what would the... Because that's what probably the well-to-do society thinks of her. Just to figure out, like, through the grapevine, what other courtesans might have thought of her.
You can make that roll. Go for it.
Modified 20.
The everyday people know her as the gentlewoman or the businesswoman. Everyday people, again, not the upper class, all have differentiating like stories about who she is, what she looks like. She's a bit of an enigma to those below a certain wealth status. You do know for a fact, though, she has an adoptive son who's in the military for the Republic. And he's quite beloved by the people. In spite of his adoptive mother's profession.
So, you're important. That's perfect. I'm just gonna keep dumping money into the flower shop. I already renamed it.
I saw the new sign. It's quite a gorgeous design.
Q. And for anybody wondering, the name of the flower shop is the Radiant Light Lily Soul.
Again, it's always coming back to Lily.
Because it's bright. It's bright. It's for Bright Lily.
Oh, I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
this game is going to be how many times can JM get the word Lily in the wrong place?
Hmm.
Blood Lily, Bright Lily, Radiant Lily. Start a counter.
It's the Radiant Lily Soul, and so the sign out front would be a thick oak wood sign with purple and red staining on it, and carved along the sides of it, starting at the bottom, are hyacinth flowers, bluebells, and bright lily flowers. But there's room around the border of it for more to be added into it.
Okay.
And then the way that it's like painted in is that the paint should reflect in the sunlight.
Okay. So it's not matte. It's glossy.
Yes.
Okay. I'm proud to actually know the difference between the two right there. But no, she's like, no, I quite appreciate the new decor. Clearly, you've put some effort and heart into it.
And you're fine with that?
I don't see any problems. As again though, I tend to travel a lot, so my requests would be mostly that you run it as if I was here, so that my operations don't be disjointed.
Do you have employees who need a place to stay outside of the Empire and Republic?
I might. If you're volunteering that they would be safe here.
I'm saying if they would like to work a flower shop, or if they would like to do their usual profession in safety and privacy, in a neutral territory where if the Empire or the Republic decides to cause trouble, they are easily hidden away.
I'll have Mr. Home here draw up the papers for you, and they'll, be pretty standard, but give you the idea of what I'm hoping for. As Mr. Home goes to speak, he's cut off. I only ask, what made you so interested in my building?
I have a friend, mentor, person who owns something similar, but it's a tea shop.
Oh, really?
Hmm?
What is the establishment's name? Maybe I've heard of it.
Aussies.
In the Republic?
Yes.
You know him. You know Ozzy.
I know Osmanthus very well.
It's been ages since I've seen Ozzy.
They're my cousin.
Oh. Really?
And Hyacinth once again motions to themselves because Ozzy is also a Vera. But Ozzy is like 300 years old. So
Yeah.
Ozzy is old as fuck. I used to be the one in charge of making Ozzy's tea, so they would stop trying to poison themselves on accident.
I'm glad he had someone that stopped him from that. It was always a problem finding him in a bad state.
Yeah. Still has all their fingers, though. That's important. But yeah, so I kind of just pulled inspiration from that. I like flowers more than I like tea. Del likes flowers. Flowers are useful. Flowers can communicate.
Del has been quite charming. You have chosen a very wise business partner.
Del's just the prettiest bluebell.
Del's like, wait, what?
Thank you. He also, he got sidetracked because at one point Hyacinth said, like, if they want to work in a flower shop or do their other trade in safety, and he's like, why wouldn't you be safe running a flower shop? And he's been he's been thinking in the background, and he's like, No, and I think he goes on to say, by the way, if you need things to be safe, we can definitely double check and make sure that none of the flowers have any poisonous components or anything like that.
Dell is legitimately that stupid math.
Because that's what
Just the what?
the what?
Belladonna just goes, no, I think you two would be a quite satisfactory fit. I personally, if you are taking over, will be returning to where I normally would be staying this time of year in the Republic. So if that is to be the case, if maybe you can swing by if you're ever in the city, and we can discuss more if you need to.
Okay. You're welcome to stay.
Oh, I know I am.
Well, no, I was going to say that you're welcome to stay in like the master room. That's the first one I decorated. It's got like all the nicest stuff in there.
I did see. Your friend caught me as I was perusing the improvements you've made.
Yeah. If you know anybody who's really good at like hand carving, like nice furnishings, that would be a good connection to have. So at this point, we're just kind of finding stuff and bringing it back, and it's a whole thing.
I may know some people in the Republic who could offer some expertise. Again, if you're ever in the capital and you happen to swing by, I will gladly talk shop with you.
I'm also trying to get a tailor to branch out their business here, and Hyacinth will pull out one of the cards for Soriel's strand.
Okay.
From like the Empire Shinra Taylor. So if you
go ahead.
So if you ever want a not controversial, if you ever want an interesting conversation around your outfit, they make some pretty cool stuff. As you, of course, probably already know.
She looks at the card. Do you need this back, or would you be okay if I took it?
You can keep it. I have multiples.
Okay. I will check into them if that's all right.
That's fine. If you find out anything bad about them, let me know and I won't do business with them.
Oh, of course. Got to make sure everyone's dressed not only properly but safely. But
yeah.
But no, I have taken up much of your friend Dell's time, and I do need to rest. I have expended quite a bit of energy already today. Mr. Home, come on, come. And she walks off. Mr. Home goes to say goodbye, but she cuts him off. I said, come on, let's go. We don't have time. We know you like to gab. Let's go.
This poor man.
And he just like sinks his head and follows quietly.
Bye, Mr. Home.
He goes to
lovely conversation.
He goes to turn, but before he can even finish, she goes, I thought I told you, you have a gift for the gab. I know you always want the gossip, but we can't always wait for it. Sometimes we'll have to set up a day for you to talk with them on your own. Don't worry. You don't even hear a response from him. He just gave up.
Oh, poor man. Del, do you want some fizzy water?
Sure, just a little.
Okay. They won't let Daffodil go inside, so I'm convincing them to build a patio. But we're just hanging out here now. It's nice outside, at least.
Yeah.
So, and I'll probably buy a bottle and bring it back for Kuori.
Okay.
She wasn't my shadow today. And Hyacinth like looking around.
Roll a perception.
Oh no.
See what you find.
Kuori appears out of the fucking ether. 15. 6 plus 9.
I'll say, because I don't have Kuori's stats in front of me, I'm just going to do a basic idea. You don't see her anywhere near you. If she was being sneaky, it's not in this area.
Okay.
Because when you guys arrived, you just immediately went off looking for Issa, so, like, for all you know, she went to go do her own thing. But no, for the end of the thing, we'll wrap up by saying, Millie and Gogomaya have set up themselves in the manor, taking time to relax, get adjusted to the idea of, okay, we somehow just got roped into whatever the hell the fuck this is because we were given a stick, and we spent a week on the sea. This is fine. could be worse. Del, you've met the original owner of the brothel and then introduced them to Hyacinth. Hyacinth, you got to talk to Issa and realized Issa's not going to probably let up with the whole, like, what the hell's wrong with you? And Elric, you got to meet Owaka and realized, oh shit, what have I done? I've invested into someone's pyramid scheme.
Elric got roped into an MLM.
Really, really, like, bad selling point, too. Like, that wasn't even my best, like, pitch. I was just like, fuck. Okay. But no, you invested in Owaka, so we could mark down for me that you gave him that much so I don't forget how much was invested.
Okay.
I'll mark it down, too, but, at least someone other than me needs to have a marking. You guys are here for a bit, so you guys can go about anything you need to do before you're heading out to the Republic or wherever you guys go from here. Taking the time, next session we will definitely pick up where we left off. I think this is a good resting place. That way everyone is gonna not feel like I'm keeping them too long after first session back for season 2. And let me think, what else? Oh yeah, to keep in mind, as you heard, Hyacinth, and everyone was probably just figuring out, yeah, the whole consequences of the Oracle going missing is now that the Empire and the Republic are now no longer in a Cold War. It's now an actual, like, shit's getting active.
Yay.
Congrats, guys. You might have started off a war. You might have kicked off a war. GG.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Everyone's like, who took her?
No, that's actually literally it. You guys are able to discern generally.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides are accusing the other. And since neither side can prove that they didn't do it, it's legitimately a case of, great, this may actually be what starts the actual war aspect of the cold part. But as prior, Sion is neutral, so so long as, neither side shows up, you guys are safe there.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you guys are close to the Republic, so let's see how long that lasts.
Fun time.
Yep. So, we will say that's a good way to wrap up episode 1, season 2. I'm glad that we all made it back alive and well. And we'll see what happens in this season. Thanks, audience, for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you missed parts of it, will be up next Tuesday at the noon EST. If you haven't done so, go watch season 1 so you know what the fuck led up to all this mess. Also, want to appreciate the living hell out of Britt and Harrison for their new characters. We'll find out what happens to Mogzio in the future. Maybe. We'll see. I, for one, am curious what the fuck we're going to do with that. Also, I already love Millie on so many levels. She'll never replace Deafay, but dear God, I'm interested to see where this goes. I think Del had a lovely evening.
Yeah.
And I think Elric and Hyacinth had a great aftermath, I guess you can call it. But we will have to see what happens next time. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. If not, well, whenever we can. Take it easy. Have a lovely time zone. And see you next time. Bye.